Howdy everybody, this is Amy from Amy's Sparkly Diamond Painting. How are you doing this evening? I have got another crazy cross-stitch unboxing for you. Yes, a crazy cross-stitch unboxing, and that's because I got this in today and I really wanted to open it, but when I got this at the post office, I was expecting in my mind a bag, and this is not a bag. It is a giant box, which tells me that this thing is a little bit bigger than I really thought it was. So I ordered this from Fansells a little over a month ago, and I guess it was probably early September, if not late August, and I got an email for them that it was out of stock, so they could either refund my money or I could wait, and I decided to wait because it was an item that I really wanted. But then I started seeing it showing up on other of the budget-friendly cross-stitch site companies. So it is out there now and more easily available. I think Fansells was the first place I saw it. So it is available out there now for you to get. I haven't seen another unboxing, but I know a couple other cross-stitch people out there have ordered it, some of the YouTube people that I watch. So if you haven't seen it yet and you want to see it, this is from Spring Brand. And, well, let's just break in. This is not a PR package because this is rather expensive. This is one that I bought myself, but it is in a... Whoop, that's loud. Sorry about that. I probably should have just taken it out of the package, but it was just so funny when I got the mail today because I was expecting a bag, and I said, oh no, it's a box. So let me get this open and show you what we got here. So this is a Spring Brand, and this is a group of ladies. Sorry about the glare there. Maybe I can turn this up for the moment. It is late in the evening here, so I have the light on. I can't remember what this is called, but it is a gathering of ladies here, geisha ladies, I believe, although this is Chinese, so maybe not geishas. Somebody let me know if you do know out there. But this is a kit that has beads with it. So I was kind of curious because this is 11 count was the size that I bought. I think it's also available in other counts. Maybe not, because all I see on here is 11 count. But I'm curious to look at the beads and see what size they are with this 11 count canvas. So very colorful here, and obviously based on the box, a lot bigger than I thought it would be. So this will be kind of fun, I think. So let's do an unboxing here of the Chinese ladies, and I can see already there is lots and lots of back stitching on this, but that doesn't bother me too much. But let's get the plastic off because I think that's what's causing a lot of the glare here with the ring light. It usually reflects off the plastic that comes with diamond painting packages as well. So hopefully now I can put the ring light back. Yeah, that's much better. So hopefully you can see that here. This is a heavy box. So it is surprising there. It shows the DMC little logo there, the 447 DMC. So I guess I always thought that they were different floss brand in here, but that says DMC on the packaging. So the back of the box here has information here on instructions, how many strands, all that good stuff. You can use Google Translate if you want to see that, but I want to open this box carefully because I don't think I'm going to work on this one right away. So I want to be able to put it back when I'm done. Since this came in the box, it does not obviously have a project bag. So I'm going to have to either sew my own or come up with a solution for a project bag for this. So let's see what we have in here. Oh wow. Okay, we have the book, and it is a book. My other giant one, by the way, was also a spring brand, if you weren't sure. We have a package of beads here. So they do look like regular seed glass beads there. Trying to think what the count is there, maybe 8 or 10 count, based on bead sizing. All of the floss here. Lots of needles, it looks like. We'll talk about that in a minute. Boy, we can get that out of the way. Then we have the canvas right here. And the all-important instructions. So we do... I have a dog next to me that doesn't understand what I'm doing here. So standard instruction sheet here. We don't need to worry about that. And my dog is walking off with the box. So here's the canvas. And Spring Brand always puts their canvas in a plastic bag to protect it so that it doesn't get wet. We'll look at, in more detail at the beads. But we have a really nice book here with the pattern on it. So let's see, 1004 by 382 stitches. So the size 11 count is 245 by 98 centimeters. And like I said, this may only be available in 11 count because they don't show other options on here like they do with other kits. So this may only be 11 count. So I need to translate and see exactly what that says there. So let's look at the number of colors here. And I believe they do say, because I thought it was in the 80s, so I think they do say usually how many colors that this one has on the website before you buy it so that you know. So this one shows 86 colors. Mocha, come here. Mocha's trying to make noise tearing up the box. But I'm not gonna, I'm gonna come up with another solution, I think. Okay, she's left it alone now. So we have the symbols here that are in the book as well as a color, but we don't have the canvas symbols on here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows here of full stitch. That's 86 different colors of full stitch in this one. And then we have the beads listed here. 5, 6, 7, 8 different colors of beads on there. And they show them as numbered 87 through 94, so that may be other floss colors used to string the beads. And then back stitch, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it shows 310 as 2 of them. So that's kind of interesting. So really it's only 6 colors of back stitch on there. And then we have more details of some kind there. So we have the Chinese characters here at the top corner listing the artist and the artist seal there. And then we have, looks like it goes, well, let's see, a diagram. Here we go. This helps you figure out what pages are what. So it's going down like this in columns through the book, which is cool because when I work on these long and skinny ones, as I mentioned in the diamond painting video I just unboxed with the Dreamer Designs kit, that's how I work with these long skinny ones. I work left to right, kind of in one section at a time, and I roll the rest of the canvas and clip it because I like to work freehand. I don't put it in hoops or anything like that, so I can sit it on my lap easier if I have the rest of the canvas rolled and clipped with, like, they look like giant chip clips that are softer and made for canvases. You can find them on the budget-friendly craft sites as well as like your local craft stores or even hardware store. They're not C-clamps, they're just regular plastic clips. I think even Harbor Freight offers them. But you want them to be soft enough that they don't leave marks on your canvas. So anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 36. So 36 different pages. There's another picture of the image. Let's see how the chart looks in here. So there is actually a fair amount of back stitching, but that's how you can make out all the details of the faces on these ladies. And if that hand wasn't back stitched, it would blend into the other arm and hand and would be very difficult to see. So the back stitch is indeed necessary on this one, but that's really how you get a lot of the details. So I think most of the back stitching is on the people, although it looks like there's a little bit there for the butterfly antenna. But most of the background here, the grass and everything, the dresses, I don't see any back stitch on that. It's mostly the details with the faces and the hands and the jewelry. Let's keep looking here. Yeah, there's the details there so that you can see this is all the same color. So you need the back stitcher to make out the collar, the eyebrows. Boy, talk about solid stitching of one color. That's another thing I kind of like about these larger ones is you have a little bit of blend of everything, but I'm actually not seeing any confetti. That flower has a little more detail, but I wouldn't truly call that confetti because you could, you know, get a strand of one color and do a lot of stitching before you had to switch to the next. Maybe it's only 2 colors there in the middle of the flower, so I wouldn't really call that true confetti. I'm not seeing a whole lot of confetti. Ooh, look at that yellow with that blue. It's striking. That's going to be really pretty. And that tapestry there with those flowers, that's a little more detail there. Bamboo over here. So I'm guessing this is a famous painting. I'll have to look this up and get the story there. There's a lady playing a flute and find out what the story is. So the next time I show an update on this one, hopefully I will have the story to go with it. But I picked it because of all the beautiful colors and the scenery and of course the challenge of it, but I just thought it was beautiful and I was curious about the beads. So let's see. There's not a lot of beads. I think they're just to highlight some of the detail, but of course you could add some more of your own if you want. Hopefully you can see that. Sometimes if I zoom too close, it's hard to make them out, but not a lot of beads here, but they are numbered. So this is number 16, there's number 89, a little bit of lime green there, and then a couple really big bags here, the clear beads. Oh, this is different. These are large beads there. These yellow ones. Let's see if you can, I can separate one out so you can maybe see the size. So those are larger. Some pale pink, not very much of that. Some red, and lots of pink here. So when I used to cross stitch and do counted cross stitch when I was younger, of course beads were all the thing, and that was the challenge back then. So I did a lot of mirabilia designs with the different ladies with the flowing dresses. I have one that I've seen show up now on some of the Chinese sites as a stamped canvas. It's an angel. Her dress is dark blue, and then the inside was all gold and design, you know, showed all these neat geometric designs. That one, actually, the original mirabilia design, if it's still out there and available, those were all beads. So I used to get all the Mill Hill beads, kind of like my beaded Santa kits that I've shown before, and spend hours beading on canvases. So Teresa Wentzler was also one of my favorite designers, and she had a lot of beadwork on her stuff. Oh boy, let's talk about floss. So these are slightly different cards than the normal Spring brand cards. I have in my Temu basket right now some floss drops, some plastic ones, some really good quality ones that you hang on a ring. And just looking at these are kind of thin, and you don't tie the floss on there so they can just kind of slip out easily. I'm not a big fan of these kind of cards, so I may have to switch these out. But what you can see, I guess the good thing is that these were made specifically for this kit, which means that you don't have overflow floss. Everything is on the card, but you have several of the same color there. So the 310 black, because it's outlining, there are 8 different, and each one of these maybe holds 1 to 2 skeins. I'd say that's more like 2 skeins. So that's a lot of 310. And then here's the dark green here. Color number 2, there's a lot of that. So you can see this is really only 7 colors on this card here. So I may find a different way to store this, because I shouldn't be having to mess with this card every time I need one of only 7 colors. There should be a better way to do this. But let's talk about the needles here, because we do have beading needles in this. So I know a lot of people are fans of spring needles. I bet the spring beading needles are going to be really nice. So we have, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 of the regular cross stitch needles and 4 of the beading needles, because beading needles need to have a really skinny hole there to be able to fit the small beads over the needle. They won't fit over the bigger holes that come with regular cross stitching. So very nice there to have beading needles added to them. But those are definitely some dark jewel tone colors on that one. This one is more rainbow bright colors, it looks like here. So we've got one brown, but lots of greens and bright blues and reds there, and a gold. I won't go over every DMC number because there are so many. And then we move into more pastel colors here. Some purples and pinks, light greens and yellows and light blues. Ooh, lots and lots of white. On this one, 42, there is a white color, I guess. That may not be true white. I'll have to look up which number they use for that. But some more pastels. It's interesting because normally I think the colors are in DMC order, but these look different because white is usually at the very beginning or the very end if it's the 3865. And in this case, it's right in the middle there. So that's kind of different. Then we have some neon bright colors here, some oranges, some salmon color, pinks, yellows, dark purple there, and then some more pinks and mauves. And then lots more pinks and greens there. Look at how shiny this floss is. This is not the Egyptian cotton, because it is an 11 count. Typically the treated Egyptian cotton comes with 14 count. But I am wondering if it truly is DMC floss, because they showed that DMC branding on there, and the price on this kit is pretty high. It's usually running in the upper 80s to lower 90s in the dollar range. If you're interested in this one, it is pricier, but just looking at all the floss and the shine on it, this looks like DMC floss. It really does, which is the higher end, expensive floss. So that floss plus the beads plus the huge size of the canvas, to me it's still a very good deal. If you've ever tried to buy a counted cross stitch recently, just a good piece of hand-dyed linen for a lot of those patterns can run you $50+ So paying 80 something, I got mine at Fansells when it first came out. I think I paid less than it is now. So, but still, it seemed definitely worth it to me. There's the last of the colors. So I'm curious to see what order they put these in, because I don't think it's numerical order, which is why I could see those different pastels versus jewel tones versus rainbow colors. It seemed like a different order to me. So yes, it is. You can see that here. The numbers are definitely out of order. So we've got 3371 there on that first row is number 3. And we've got 677 right down here with 3823. So the white is B5200. It is the true white. Interesting that they're in order. Maybe it goes in order of the pattern, which would be even more helpful. So it looks like this first geisha here on the first lady on the first few pages here, trying to find that blue symbol, is indeed in the first row. So maybe the colors are in order of where they show up on the chart, which is very different. Interesting. But I'd really like to know, I think I need to investigate this further, if that is DMC thread, because it sure feels like it and looks like it. And that definitely would justify the price even more. With it, I was willing to have it at the idea that it was the cheap floss. Okay, finally, this is probably what you're interested in. So the canvas is not white. It is an oatmeal color. And this is a partial, which is nice. So the background is left as is. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out which way is bottom and which way is top. Let's flip it the other way here. And this is clearly not going to fit on here. At a later update, I might do the same thing as I did with the other one, where I stretch it out on the table or on my couch, probably, because it won't fit on this table. But we'll look closely here at one of them there so you can see the canvas. Very clear, very easy to read. It does have a slight odor to it from the ink from the printing, so you might want to air it out for a minute, but I don't see any issues with a wet canvas or anything like that. That's why they protect it in that plastic. So the canvas looks like it's in great shape. Beautiful colors. And it almost looks somewhat, I won't say really true to color, but somewhat like they attempted to have the symbols sort of match the color. Now the one thing I will do with this one, because the symbols on, let me move this so I don't make a mess with my drink here. So I know we've talked about it before, that the symbols on the canvas are different than the symbols typically of your printed chart, because that makes more contrast on the canvas so that it's easier to read. But that means I don't have a chart for the canvas, because what's in the book is the book symbols. I don't see a copy of the canvas symbols anywhere in this book, which means I have to read the side here to see what color is what. So what I'm gonna probably do before I start this is take a picture somehow of this in sections and then print it out and cut it probably into rows that fit on a piece of paper and keep it as a piece of paper next to me so I can read the symbols, because I don't want to, you know, roll this up and clip it in order to start working on one end and have to unroll it every time I need to see what the next symbol is on here. So I'm trying to get to the start here. I'm just gonna have to let it hang off the table onto the floor. So that may also explain partially why the floss is in the order that it is in. Because if they did do it in the order of how they appear on the canvas, then at least the symbols for this first section should be somewhere in the first couple feet. But this key is very large to be very easy to read, but it goes all the way across this entire canvas. So I can't unroll it every time I need to see what color is what. So I'm just looking this yellow here. Let's see what DMC number the yellow is. And whew, yeah, it isn't quite as good as I was hoping for, because where is that yellow? Not down there. I'm trying to find. There it is. So I'd have to go all the way halfway down the canvas to find that it is color 42, unless I use the chart. So that is another possibility, is that I can figure out kind of going back and forth. So for example, how you would do this is, let's pick this bottom corner there. So this bottom corner is a brownish circle. And I don't see a brownish circle in the area that I can see, which is about the first 30 colors. So what I do is I go to the chart and find that page, which we know is page 3 here at the bottom. And it shows a green lowercase I. So I can go over here and find the green lowercase I and see it is color 80. So now there's no attempt to put them in order by the order they come in the canvas. So that color is color 80, which is DMC 3362, but it's in the number 80 slot. So I would come over here and find slot 80 and see that it is this color. So the DMC numbers aren't on here, the other colors are. So I'm trying to think of a more logical way to store this, and I think I'm gonna have to get these off of these floss cards into some floss drops with the DMC number as well as the number on the chart there. So if I were to find that symbol on here, I would be going all the way down here to the end. There it is, number 80. So if I had this neatly rolled up, I'd be rather frustrated trying to find out what my very first color is to start this, because I'll probably start it at the bottom and work my way up by section. So anyway, this is another giant one. I think, though, I will probably start this one sooner rather than later, but I am going to deal with the floss in the better way. But really happy to see that floss. I mean, it looks like DMC, and the fact that the box had the DMC company symbol, I don't think they could have done that illegally. So I'm pretty sure that those are DMC floss. I mean, they just shine like you wouldn't believe, which is one of the reasons that DMC is one of the best sought after floss types out there. Oh, and they feel so soft. So many colors on this one, such a huge canvas, and I think the way the colors are going to offset off this oatmeal color are going to be amazing. So if you want to try a cross stitch challenge, if you love the design, if you're not afraid of backstitch, if you want to try some beadwork, it's worth the price to me. And you can find it in several of the different budget-friendly cross stitch companies out there. I chose Fansells because I was doing another order, and that's where I ran into it. But I was definitely in shock to see a box arrive instead of a bag. So I knew that this was something special and worth sharing with you. So hopefully this was useful for you if you've considered any of these big ones. And Spring brand especially, it's one of the best brands out there for stamped cross stitch. So thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, comment, all the good things below to help support the channel. And I will be back with you in a few days. Thank you for watching.